So what's happening, guys? Hope your day's going well. I just finished up in the gym. It was a pull day. I can barely get my arms up to my face. It's going to be a bitch to try to wash my face when I'm done with this review and get on to work. I'm going to have my head, I'm trying to push my head to my hands because this is as far as I can bend them up. If you're new to the channel, my name is David. This is my mission to muscle. My mission to health and supplements, basically. I got into this because I was a type 1 diabetic and I had other aspects in my life, people in my life that had issues. And I really dove into nutrition and vitamins, things that can help us. And when I came down with type 1 diabetes, I wanted to be as powerful as I could be with my condition. So I researched and tried a bunch of different ingredients. And here I am now giving reviews to you guys. So if you haven't subscribed to the channel, hit the subscribe button. So I'll be back for more. Today we're going to review, it is Historic Labs Mt Olympus. This is their Zeus. Now these are flavors. There's Zeus, and they sent me 3 packets of Hades right here. And I did all the scaling and the tasting. And just so you know, as far as flavor-wise, flavor is fantastic on all these. It's better than average. So you're going to have a problem distinguishing what the flavor is, because I think everybody's different too, how it's the taste buds. This had the Hades had like a banana apple fruit type flavor to me, but somebody's probably going to say something different. And then this had some kind of like a blue raspberry, blueberry type flavor to it. And they're both great. You don't taste any of the ingredients, getting that out of the way. Scoop wise, scale wise, packets and product. Packets are 17 grams. Each one of them was like nailed on right around 17 grams, which is great because a dose is 16.8 grams. And in the bottle, when you buy the pre-workout, it's 25 servings. And a flat pack level scoop is 16.8 grams. So on these, you don't need a scale on anything. They did a really good job. So if you guys want to try it out, these are scaled properly and you should be fine. So getting into the ingredient profile, trying to think if there's anything else I missed. There is nothing, so we don't have to worry about any bad in this pre-workout. There really is nothing. There's no alpha yo. There's no GBB to make you sweat all day. There's no DMHA, no exotic stems. This is just 250 milligrams of caffeine as far as a stimulant, and the rest of it is basically nootropic and pump formula. So let's get into this. I'll put the ingredient profile right off to my left here. Right here on the top here we have L-citrulline malate. They list a 2-to-1 ratio at 6 grams. So that's going to give us about a little less than 4 grams of L-citrulline. The rest is going to be a malic acid. It's going to help in the Krebs cycle, the citric acid cycle for energy production. Great ingredient. We all know what citrulline does. It's vasodilation and pumps. It's an ammonia regulator, so it regulates ammonia buildup metabolites in the body for extra endurance in the gym. It also increases oxygen delivery to the muscles, of course, for vasodilation, and it has been shown to actually increase ATP production as well. Then we got beta alanine at 2.5 grams. This is for the tingles, the itching, scratching. This is for more reps, more sets in the gym, because it balances out hydrogen that might build up in the muscle along with metabolites. So hydrogen would be a metabolite. If too much hydrogen builds up in the muscle, it ruins the pH balance, it makes the muscle acidic, and you lose your contraction capability. So we got betaine anhydrous next at 2 grams. This is a cell hydration ingredient that is an osmolyte and a methyl donor. So as an osmolyte, it's going to help with protein and enzymes in the body. And then as a methyl donor, it's going to help with vitamins, DNA production, creatine synthesis, and this is just a fantastic ingredient overall. It says liver enzyme health and a few other health benefits in the body. But the main thing in a pre-workout is going to help with that cell hydration and that power output. Then we have Glycer Pump at 1 gram, 65%. So that's a little less than a gram of glycerol, but glycerol is a fantastic ingredient coupled with betaine anhydrous, even at low dosages, because it's going to help along with that cell hydration. So this is a hyperhydration ingredient. What this is going to do is increase the fluid hydration, the fluid buildup in the blood and in the cells, which is going to create a hyperhydration effect in the body, which then produces more endurance in the muscle and more power output in the muscle too. Of course, we got the cell swelling that we're after as well. So coupled with the betaine anhydrous, I'll let you guys know if this is going to give us any kind of cell swelling in the gym or outside of the gym. We got alpha GPC, 500 milligrams, not a bad dose. That's right below 100 milligrams less for that growth hormone secretion. But at this dose, you're going to notice an increase in power output. This increases brain cognitive function and focus and memory by increasing the communication with neurons in the brain back and forth. So you get some firing going on there. It transfers into acetylcholine in the body as well, and that is going to help with muscle contractions and endurance within the muscles. Then we got amytane sulfate at 500 milligrams. Now this has multiple different functions. This is one of my favorite ingredients because as a type 1 diabetic, any diabetic out there, you should really look for this ingredient in your pre-workouts. It will manage your insulin levels as you're training and after you're training. So this has some vasodilation effects by directly communicating with the endothelial cells through a receptor or an enzyme called imidazoline. Imidazoline, or imidazoline the receptors. And what this does is when the communication happens, it increases calcium secretion and directly increases endothelial nitric oxide. So it's a vasodilator, fantastic vasodilator. This also has some aromatase, arginase inhibiting effects, but it has mostly an inhibiting effect on an enzyme in the brain called N-methyl aspartate in the brain, which causes vasorestriction in the blood vessels in the brain. So it inhibits that, which allows for vasodilation in the brain for more oxygen delivery, more memory function, more cognitive clarity, that type of thing. And in doing so, it also helps with the regulation of serotonin. So it increases the signaling serotonin receptors and also noradrenaline and adrenaline in the brain. So this has shown fantastic antidepressant and anti-anxiety effects at certain dosages for people. It's a fantastic all-around ingredient. It also helps with the release of gonadotropin, which is directly related to the release of luteinizing hormone, if you guys know what that is. But I will stop there. I don't want to get too involved in that. Then we got lion's mane at 300 milligrams. Some people say that's kind of a low dose, but that's a decent dose, especially with 500 milligrams of alpha GPC. It all depends on the cognitive function and focus you're trying to get. And this is a healthy ingredient. This helps increase a protein in the brain called nerve growth factor. And basically what it does, it helps with the production of nerve growth in the brain. So this protein is released and it helps with the firing, neural production within the brain for cognitive function, focus, and memory. So it couples very well with a lot of different ingredients here. And 300 milligrams to me is good because when you get into a higher dose, this can affect people kind of like L-theanine at like a 600 or 700 milligram dose. Then we got caffeine anhydrous at 250 milligrams. This is a adenosine blocker. Has all kinds of different benefits, but caffeine basically wakes you up. And in doing so, by blocking those receptors and filling those receptors with the caffeine and blocking the adenosine coming in, it helps with nootropic factors, energy and endurance, adrenaline release, noradrenaline, dopamine, and serotonin in light levels. That's why we feel good when we take caffeine. 250 milligrams is a nice daily driver dose there. It all depends on how this thing hits. Black pepper fruit extract, 10 milligrams. I like that. That's a good dose. 10 milligrams in a pre-workout like this is going to help everything come together and digest well. So how did it do? Mt Olympus pre-workout. How did it do? So you take the scoop, the flat level pack scoop, you're right in there, 16.8 grams, already went over that, already went over the flavor. Beta alanine comes in at about a medium level in about 15 minutes. You start to feel it. It's medium to medium low, so it's not a big hit. So those that don't like itching and scratching, you're going to be fine with this. It's just this underlined feeling that I feel it personally in the face and just a little bit. It's just so faint. Nothing smacking you, with pins and needles, turning you red or anything like that. Just this nice build up at 15 minutes, and it builds up and lasts for 45 minutes in the background and then just kind of fades away because pretty much the nootropic and the energy comes in about 45 minutes. You kind of start feeling it. The nootropic really peaks, I'd say, about an hour in. and the energy is peaking. It really peaks around 45, 50 minutes. So it's not a big, gigantic caffeine hit. This is not a stim junkie pre, if that's what you're looking for. Want to get into something that is the star of the show on this thing to me is the nootropics is really good. We'll get into that, but we got into the energy. The energy comes down real smooth. It's just a smooth daily driver. An hour and a half training. You come off of it, it's 250 milligrams of caffeine. It's pretty much what you get. And then you get the nootropic hits too. But the star of the show on this thing to me is the pumps. 45 minutes in, I felt like I was going to pop. I was doing back and biceps. So I was doing back for the first, half an hour of training, just knocking out back, rear delts, and my lats were just tight as hell. It was a nice pump. I love that pump. Now this is a sets and reps type pre-workout. You go into the gym, you do your sets. It all depends on how you're driven by music and how you slept the night before. Today I slept really good last night, so I was doing sets and reps, but I was resting 45 seconds. And this drives or delivers a great power output and recovery during the training as well. So you'll be able to push through, whether you go fast or slow through your rest periods. You'll be able to push through some power and strength through the whole hour and a half of your training. No problem at all. They did a really good job with these combinations of the betaine anhydrous and the glycerol for that cell hydration. Gives you that pump, that cell swelling, bigger feeling in the gym, and also gives you that power, that long-lasting power and strength. Nootropic on this is a medium level nootropic. You come down off of this thing, this is just total daily driver all the way, nothing crazy, but dialed in. So I was able to dial into enjoy the music because it gave an uplifting feeling in the head a little bit. And I know that because when my music sounds really good, I know I'm getting hit with a good, nice kind of elevated feeling in the head. And sometimes I'll put my music on and the beats don't sound good. They just don't make me feel good. I just don't want to listen to it. This one really hits really nice, brings in the music, brings in the thought process, allows you to kind of settle into training and really, get some good reps and sets out of this thing. So all in all, I don't know what else I can say about this other than it is a nice pre-workout because it's nothing crazy at all. Hey, other than that, I'm going to get going. I got to get off to work and try to still wash my face. The pump is still kind of crazy. But Historic Labs Mt Olympus pre-workout. Hope you guys enjoyed the review. We'll see you next time on the channel.